Hey everyone, this is Noah with the Life of the Zigs, and on today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can upgrade your lawnmower's power steering and take it up another level. So let's get started. All right, so as you can guys see right here, when talking about upgrading your lawnmower steering, we have a couple different parts. So I got all this whole kit from Amazon. Came with two caps for the lawnmower. It came with these bushings right here, which get installed to the front wheels and spin freely because currently the wheels do not have any bushings and they just work off of grease on the spindle. Then it also had these bearings which go into the spindle where the wheel turns left and right. And this is called the poor man's power steering method from what I've done my research on. It also has some other washers and parts here to account for any space in between that spindle. I'll show you guys everything you'll need to do and how to install this and more in detail and in depth. So let's get to jacking up the mower and working on it. All right, so before we do anything, I want to have a way to test and see if this poor man's power steering method actually works. So in order to do that, I made this contraption right here, which has an electronic torque reader on it, which can hold the highest torque setting. And obviously it's got a nut in the steering wheel, and this is just a big torque wrench or pry bar. So I'm going to take the cover off real quick right here and give it some test runs back and forth and see how hard it is to turn the wheel currently. All right, so now that the cover's off, we are going to put this torque wrench on and give it some whirls. So let's go the first way. All right, so we're roughly around 10 foot-pounds on the average with no kit installed yet. So let's get to installing this kit and see how much of a difference it can make with the lawnmower. So the first step here is you need to jack up the lawnmower. I have a plow attachment for my lawnmower, so thankfully I have this nice solid piece of steel in the front I could jack up my mower to. If you don't have that, you can go under in between the mower where the front axle is and jack up right there. So whatever works for you guys, this just works for me. So it doesn't need to be crazy high off the ground. You just need it enough to be able to get the tires off. So this is even a little high. However, I wanted it to be a little higher off the ground so I could work on it a little easier. So with that being said, let's get into taking off these tires. All right, so we got the heat gun and we're gonna heat up this cap right here to take it off the tire and to get the clip on that's holding the tire on. All right, so the clip is off now. As you can see, there's been a good amount of grease packed up in there. I try to maintenance the mower every year roughly. So that's good to see. All right, so with this being off, now we need to clean it up here and take the clip off to slide the wheel off. As you can see, there's a clip right here. We're gonna pop that clip off right now and the whole tire should slide off. All right, here we go. And it is off. So something I want to point out here is the spindle itself. As you can see, there's a little wear mark right here. Nothing crazy. Sometimes there's a lot of wear on these spindles. That actually allows for the tire to move too much, but thankfully it's been greased up and lubed up enough to where I didn't have that issue. So now that the tire's off, I'm going to take this washer off. I'm going to set it off to the side. And I think there's another washer. Maybe. Nope, that's not a washer. All right, so take the time too right now to just clean up a little bit. You don't need to go crazy, but get some of that grease and gunk off that's on it. I'm just using paper towels. You guys can use whatever you want, a rag. It doesn't really matter. It's just grease. I'm gonna flip to the other side. And as you can see, the way to remember what side this goes back on is you have I'll turn it so you can see you have right here the grease fitting, which needs to be on the inside, and then obviously the other side has the tire fill on it, so that needs to be on the outside. So that's to remember to put that on back that way, or else it may not be fun to fill your tire up the next time. So, and I think this is offset, so this is inset a little more than this side right here. So you want to make sure you put it back on the right way. All right, so now that we're a little cleaned up, we're gonna pop both sides out. So this piece right here and this piece right here, we're gonna pop them out and insert those new bushings we had. When it comes to doing this, all you're gonna need is a long flathead screwdriver and a hammer. And should just pop out just like that. All right, let's do the other side real quick. Side's being a little more difficult. As you can see, there's a ton of grease in there, which is good. That's what you want to prevent wear or tear of any component. However, right now it makes it a little difficult to get this out of here. There we go. Gonna clean up some stuff. Clean up this flathead. Make sure you get in the hole and get all that grease out so that new grease can fill it up, and if there's any debris trapped in there as well, you get it by wiping it out. So as you can see, there's a hole all the way through with a little plug at the bottom for the grease fitting. So just to have a look right here, this was the old fitting. And how this worked was it slid on the spindle, put it the right way, there we go, and it would just spin. And the grease is what allowed it to move and prevent any bad rubbing or friction. There's no ball bearings or anything in there. It's just a solid piece of metal. With the new and improved piece, which like I said, this kit is on Amazon for like $15 or something like that. With the new one, it looks like this, and it spins. So it has ball bearings in it to allow it to spin. And we're just going to double check and make sure that it slides on good, which thankfully it does. There is a little bit of a lip there from it rubbing, but this will just free spin. Obviously this can also spin too, but it's just kind of like a double whammy here, where it should really easily be able to move freely and prevent more friction up front, allowing for maybe a little faster ride, and obviously for less wear and tear on this spindle right here. All right, so when it comes to installing these right here, you just need to set it in place and hit it in. I'm going to use a rubber mallet to hit it in. You also want to make sure, see how it has a lip, that the lip is on the outside. One sec, let me grab my mallet. All right, so I got my mallet and I'm just going to tap. All right, so it's going in a little bit. We're having a little bit of an issue on the edges. Try not to beat up the center too much, because that's where ball bearings are and stuff. But as you can see, it is fully seated and flush all the way around. It's kind of hard to see with the camera and how the tire is, but fully seated and flush. We're gonna go to the other side and install this one. They're both exactly identical and the same. There's no difference here, so don't be worried that you're gonna mix them up. So they're installed, good to go. So that's one upgrade done. So we're going to continue to the next upgrade. All right, so this next upgrade, we're going to be putting the bushings right in this gap here, which, as you can see, it moves freely up and down right now. So it's going to account for that gap and then allow this to move smoothly. So when pressure, the tire's down and weight's on it, it pushes up and it rubs metal to metal right here against. See how I'm turning it and it's rubbing? Essentially, what this power steering does, this poor man power steering, is it alleviates a lot of that rubbing and makes it nice and smooth. So we're going to really see if that actually works and if we can actually tell a difference. So let's get this apart here and get it hooked up. I'm going to do the same thing here with the heat gun. I'm going to apply some heat to this cover to get it off. The kit does come with 2 covers, but it does not come with black covers. So I'm going to try to salvage these a little better. There we go. Right off. Again, there's a bunch of grease caked up there, which is a good thing. You want that. Clean up, like I said, with the tire and the wheel. Do the same thing here. Clean this up, and you got basically an identical pin, or identical clip, I'm sorry, that you need to remove to get to this. There we go. All right, so the clip's removed. Again, this is just one of those black clips. They're both identical. This and the one that was on the wheel were identical. So if you lose one, the kit does come with extras, but they work either way. And then you need to take this washer off. It does come with the same size washers to make up for any room, wiggle room and such. I don't think we're going to really need to use many here. And personally, I'll probably just reuse this washer right here. So you got 3 pieces here. You want to take 2 washers and then the bushing or the roller washer. What, I don't know the technical term for it, but you're going to take it and you're going to sandwich them together like this. You're going to slide them right on. So now that they're slid on, you can slide it back in place. Some people do recommend maybe to put some heat shrink around this to cover up so it doesn't get debris in it. However, you could get these on Amazon for like $5, like a whole 4-pack for $5. So I'm not too worried about it. If they last me a season, that's not that big of a deal. And you know, if they fail, it's just going to go back to normal steering. So not that big of a deal for me. So I think what I need to do right here is grind down these 2 little nubs right here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's little points that are kind of making it hard to put that washer back on evenly. All right, I'm gonna take my handy dandy Harbor Freight file and just hit it a little bit. I'm gonna slide this up in there again. And we're gonna take the clip, just reusing the stock clips because they're in fine condition. And we're gonna push it on. There we go. Perfect. As you can already see, if I push up and move, that top washer isn't moving at all. And then obviously the bottom washer and the middle bushing is moving. That's what you want. All right, so I'm gonna take the old cap and clean it out, and I'm gonna reinsert it. All right, so obviously you can see I'm trying to put the cap on and it's not fitting whatsoever. So you need to reheat the cap. It can be a little difficult to do because it's obviously gonna be hot, but I'm gonna reheat the cap real quick and put it on. There we go. That cap is back on and the washer is holding it in place just like it should. While I have easy access to this, I'm just gonna grease it up. All right, so that's back on and hooked up and looking good. And again, this is the true poor man's power steering mod. That's all it is. It's super simple, super easy, and it's super cheap. Now I'm gonna slide this tire back on. Again, make sure the grease fitting's inside. Tires back on, put the washer on, and we're gonna put the clip on. Once you get the clip started, it's not too bad to get on. You're just tapping it on with a hammer. Now I am gonna use the new caps instead of the old caps right here. All right, so that's on, and we just need to grease it up. So this side is officially all done and complete. It took me maybe 30 minutes roughly, so really easy to do. So I'm gonna go do the other side real quick. I'm not gonna film that, obviously it's the same exact way. And then we'll run some tests and see how it does. One thing real quick I wanted to show you guys is this is all the parts that I have left over. So don't be afraid if you have a bunch of stuff left over. I have 2 of these bigger washers, 4 of these smaller washers, and 4 of these smaller washers. And then 2 of the little ball bearing bushing type things. and then 2 clips. I just reused a lot of the old stuff because it was in good condition. But if it's not in good condition, you have all these washers and stuff to choose from. I'm going to hold on to this because if I ever need to replace these, I have an extra set and obviously the clips and stuff too. So just set it aside in a bag, and if you need to replace them or if you need parts for the mower later on, definitely hold on to them. All right, guys, so I have the other side installed now. I took it out just now. I drove it around a bit. I will say it is not a massive difference for me personally. There is a little difference. That also could be because I just took everything apart, cleaned it real well, and greased it up. I definitely recommend yearly maintenance or every 25 hours. That's what John Deere recommends, and that's what you should do. Um, but in all reality, I didn't tell that much of a difference. So I'm going to put the torque wrench to it and just see if it gives me anything different. I got a good feeling that it probably won't, but let's see what it does. All right, guys, so as you can see, with all the upgrades installed, the poor man power steering, the bushings on the wheels, overall, I think it performed a little better than it did before. Nothing crazy. Then again, though, I believe it's like $15 roughly for the kit on Amazon. So you're not paying a lot, but you're also not getting a whole lot of difference. So this is just good maintenance in general to do to your mower. I definitely recommend the bushings on the wheels over the poor man power steering, but you buy it as a kit, so you might as well just do it all then. And it's good to take it all apart and maintenance it all. There was a slight difference with using the torque wrench. It was like 9.5 foot-pounds after the fact of everything, where I believe it was like 10 or 11 before I did all the upgrades. It's not a huge difference. And yes, I know it's not the most accurate way to test all of it. However, it was the best way I can think of to test it. So to kind of show you guys that, hey, it does make a slight difference, but not a massive difference. So then again, it's all up to you guys if you want to do this. One thing I definitely recommend, though, is this steering wheel knob I have right here. I've used it a little bit so far, and man, does it make turning the mower a lot easier, especially doing it one-handed, especially because I'll need to pick up trash or sticks along the way, and I like to use this when I do it. So I definitely recommend picking one up. I'll make sure to link that down in the description below. Then again, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything else you want me to do to the mower or any recommendations you guys have for me to upgrade it or do to it, please let me know. The next thing I think I may do to it is change the oil filter. Currently, it has the quick change oil filter, which I'm not a huge fan of because it doesn't get all the oil out of the system. I also do use this for more than just mowing the lawn. I use it around my yard a lot to pull stuff, move my trailer, and stuff like that. So it definitely gets abused. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.